Hey, Edson, it's Mayor Kevin Zahara with the Town Council update for this past Tuesday night. Council approved rezoning of lands at 603 54th Street South, that being Landfill Road. We have a proposed development, a natural gas liquids processing facility at that location that would require rezoning of those lands. And just a few weeks ago, we had a public hearing in which members of the public provided feedback for and against. And there were some concerns raised regarding safety as well as traffic impacts. Those were the two common themes. And so council considered that, as well as the information from the proposed developer, as well as looking at our municipal development plan, which clearly indicates that those lands are meant to be used for heavy industrial according to that plan. We already have heavy industrial development in that area. So ultimately, council did pass that rezoning last night, which will allow, or I should say earlier this week, which would allow for that development to move forward to the next processes, which include the development permit and through the Alberta Energy Regulator, which is ultimately going to decide whether or not this development moves forward within the town of Edson. It is important to note that the development permit process will put a number of conditions on the developer, and the feedback that we received will be considered as the development authority considers that application, and that will also be considered by the Alberta Energy Regulator. The developer has already committed to having a secondary access in and out of that area, and the Edson Fire Department already has an agreement in place with CN Rail to access the CN Rail yards. Should there be an emergency and the tracks have been blocked, they can access Landfill Road through the CN Rail yards, and that agreement's already in place. We also have hydrants located on the other side of the tracks as well. That was one of the questions that was raised during the council meeting. You can watch that discussion via our website, edson.ca. Council also passed first reading of bylaw number 2291, being the Traffic Bylaw. This bylaw is bringing together a number of different bylaws into one relating to traffic. There is going to be some changes or some updates that are proposed in this bylaw, including the permitting of off-highway vehicles in town for the purpose of accessing land surrounding the community. This is important to note that it's not allowing just random driving of ATVs within the community or snowmobiles. This is allowing for individuals to leave their property and go directly out of town through a permitting process without stopping. This will make things a lot safer and ensure that people are not rushing through town in order to get into some of the trail systems outside of town and doing so unsafely because they don't want to get caught. So we're proposing a permitting process to allow for that, as well as designating some truck routes throughout town. We will have some engagement over the next couple of weeks. It's important the public provides feedback. You can read the bylaw at edson.ca /bylaws. And do look for more information at the Edson Trade Show. Edson also discussed the retroactive policing costs. I won't get into a lot of details on that. We have already issued a statement. But this is going to be certainly a big bill for the town of Edson. Nearly $500,000, and council has agreed to continue to advocate through the FCM and Alberta municipalities to encourage the federal government to hopefully change their minds on this, as well as ensuring that municipalities are consulted in the next round of negotiations. That's your town council update. Have yourself a fantastic Easter long weekend.